It's not necessarily like important, you know. Just put like 319 and just round it down. It's not necessarily important, right? Really. Uh, okay. All right. Ta. All right. Let's see what it does. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, everyone. Yeah, the markets are. Hmm. I think it's official. I think it's safe to say that the orb is definitely the heartbeat of the market. Look how yesterday's orb and the market reacts. It literally came back into the orb right at our inch at our trigger entry, and then we got this move down. I think it's safe to say that the orb is super legit. I thought it would go a little bit higher than what it would, but or than it did, but we didn't get that. That both for the Nasdaq and the ES. Got a couple more minutes. So what I'm going to do is use the minute chart to so I can have an accurate range, and I'm just going to copy and paste it to the tick chart because honestly, I don't trust the minute chart like that. Oh. Ugh. We got Microsoft cutting 9,000 workers in the second wave of layoffs. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, so we got 5 more minutes. It does look like it kind of it does look like the market wants to go higher. We have price now over all the EMAs, the short, medium, and long-term EMAs. So we'll see if the bulls can hold this. We'll see. I wish it was like an always on top feature on this. Mm. It definitely is, man. Shit. Actually, let's actually kind of be clear about this. AI has always been here. AI is not anything new. The only thing that's new about AI is that it now has a human aspect. AI is just basically querying a database and pulling the information from that database. What AI does is turn it into give it like a human like, it gives it a human like experience, like a chat box, a chat bot. That's all it's doing. It's giving it a voice, it's giving it emotions, or simulated emotions. It can empathize, use words that us humans use to empathize with each other. But AI has always been here. Yep, it definitely is. Automation, that's definitely what it is, man. Just to automate those tasks that we don't want to do. It's just remedial tasks that has to be done, like the small little details that us humans don't care to really do ourselves. And that's what AI is really great for. Like with me, uh, I tend to use it to make sure that uh, the reports I write or uh, any communications I have with other people is professional and clear, because for whatever reason we blind ourselves from the mistakes that we make, and just having somebody go over and reading it and catching little small details that we blind ourselves from, has really been a great help. It's really elevated my ability to communicate with other people through text. And I don't have to waste time going over it, reading it multiple times to make sure that I is grammatically correct, or I'm not saying anything that can be potentially offensive or something like that. Just put it in AI, it cleans it up, and I can send it. I don't have to think about it. And I like that. I can save that mental energy to think about stuff that I want to think about, not the stuff that I have to think about. And that's all AI is. It's just a database. It starts from a database. It's not magic. It can't answer questions that it doesn't have references to. It just cannot. The horror stories that AI is learning is, yeah, it's learning. It can only learn. It can only learn what has been taught. Kind of like us humans. If we're taught that, as an example, that the color purple is evil, is associated with evilness, dark magic, witchcraft, and wizardry, and we're taught that those things are satanic or whatever, we won't believe anything else until we're being introduced to new information. That's the same thing with AI. Uh, I feel that if you really begin to understand technology and how technology works, you realize that hmm, technology is just basically us. We're designing technology to do the things that. All right, so 36877 362877 362 362877. All right. All right, so that's our range right here. That's our range. Let's see if we're going to get a breakout from it. That's our range. Yeah, I know not that first one is always the trap. You know, the first one is always the trap. So we're just going to be patient. Or at least we should. I mean, all right, so let's transplant that over here to the almighty tick chart. And there we go. All right, there we go. And there we go. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get a pullback back to this 21 EMA, and we'll see if we get a breakout. We'll see. It's obvious that the market is trending. It's obvious the market is trending right now. Mm. All right, so this is the orb on the ES right here. So we'll see what happens. Transplant that to the almighty tick chart. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think we get a. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's gonna be hard. That's hard, man. That's hard. That is hard. It's hard to determine. $650.75. Yeah, probably. I don't want to say that the market going up is highly likely, but man, it's highly unlikely, man. Why you can't trade your TPT account, Alfred? Yeah, I see that. We actually talked about that last night, Rugkick. I honestly believe that they're doing that because they're feeling the pain of the market share. Like a lot of these prop firms are morphing and changing and reducing and trying to copy each other because the market share is just not there anymore. Top Step used to have the luxury of having majority of the market share. So much so that they played that we're a family bullshit game and we're here for you and yada 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 blah 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 because the money was there. The money ain't there no more. Well, okay, let me be very clear. I want to be very clear with this. I don't want to say that the money is not there. It's not as good as it used to be. Uh, as an example, if they're used to making 30 million a month and now they're only making 20 to 25 million, when organizations like that, even though 25 million is not necessarily anything to be ashamed of, if you made 30 million in the previous year and you made 20 to 25 million in the following years, that regardless of the number, it's going to be seen as a decline. And that's not ever a good look for an organization, especially if they have shareholders. Stakeholders as well. Shareholders and stakeholders are two different things. Nobody wants to see a decline. So what people usually do is cut cost. And we've already seen that with all the prop firms. They've gutted their affiliate program. They've capped how much money is leaving the organization by the payouts. And they're making it to the point to where you'll trip up over yourself to try to make up that lost revenue. Because a lot of people are leaving this space. So not a lot of people stay in this game for too long because it eats at people's ego. You lose too often. You keep resetting accounts. I mean, the gamblers are going to stay because shit, what else they going to do? But everybody else, and then you got the people that makes a lot of money. They make the money and then they realize that I got enough money to be happy and they don't got to do this shit no more. So I mean, Top Step used to have all the market share. Now these firms have to share customers with each other. And so now they're constantly battling each other. Hey, I'm doing a 50% off. And then that forces the other people to do a 50% off so they don't lose customers. Us as the consumers, we win when these organizations fight each other. That's why, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, and be very clear about that, that's why Top Step wanted to make a cartel of prop firms so they wouldn't have to do this, so they don't have to compete for our business. But Apex shut that shit down, and I don't believe that any prop firm would join this cartel with Top Step because Top Step, in my opinion, will try to assume the leadership role. And I don't think any of these prop firms would accept that. I don't think they would. That's my opinion, though, based on just human history and understanding human psychology. So that would just be my assumption. But yeah, yep. Mm, all right, we'll see what happens here. This honestly, this looks like a buyer failure to me. This looks like this can potentially fail back into the range. You know, honestly, that's probably what I can start. So, my AI assistant actually said that, you know, to make these reports a little better that we're doing, try to add a little context of, uh, like as an example, it said that when you see like a failed breakout, that's an early signal for bearish sentiment. And then I thought to myself last night, I was like, man, that's kind of extra. But then at the same time, that does kind of make sense. So, like in the report, I could say that, you know, between this time, you can see that the buyers are trying to break out of the range, but they failed and price traded back into the range. I would have to kind of simplify that, find a way to simplify that. But I think that's actually it provides great context in the report. If I go back and read it, so I can understand, you know, what happened without really looking at the chart. But this does look like the buyers are going to fail and price is going to trade right back into this range. But we'll see. And that does look like a double top. That looks like a double top. Mm. You know what, man? You know what? Mm. I'll sell into the buyer's stop. If they fail here, I'm gonna sell into their stops. I'm selling into their stops. And I'm gonna put, yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna put my stop right above that high. It does look like a failure. So I'll take the chance on it. One contract, stop above those highs. If I'm wrong, I'll get stopped out. You say you went short at your 50? And Mr. Z, you said on Edgeful, it says looking for a break using the 15-minute chart gave me better indication of a continued break. What is it saying right now? He says looking for breaks using the 15-minute chart. Actually, let's look at that. Let's look at that real quick. Because let's look at that. Let's see what the 15-minute chart looks like on the Nasdaq. Oh, that was the info you got from yesterday. Hmm. That does look bullish, though. I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't. That looks extremely bullish. That looks extremely bullish. And I don't think we got any news or anything. Okay. Let's see if we can get a stop run here. Mm. That looks okay. I've already accepted that I'll be stopped out of this position. I traded against the orb and the orb won. Okay. Okay. And it's highly likely I'll be stopped out of this one. Mm. I guess the NQ must think that's my target, and that's why she's playing around and shit. Okay. Well. I guess I should have traded with the orb then. Well, the reason why I thought that this was going to go short was because at the time, it looks like the bulls are going to fail to hold the pullback to the 21 EMA. But I guess I was wrong. Well, I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. Mm, well, I will say that I was trying to be cute with this one. I was trying to be cute, but I guess it just looked like it was going to fail here back into the range. And that's why I took it, because it looked like it was going to fail. Uh, I gotta stop doing that. Man, I wish this was an always on top feature on this damn 48.75. Mm. You said where's the volume? Shit, right now we only got 446,000 contracts being traded right now on MNQ. No, not necessarily the best one, but And you don't know where you are on the chart or nothing. Mm. What is the likelihood that the Nasdaq and ES continues to trade higher? What is the likelihood of that? Mm. Mm. Well, mm. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Too bullish to short, but we are about to trade into a previous area of supply. I mean, we did get this big drop. So I think if anything, we would just like Investor Z says, we just have to manage the trade. Just pay attention to how the market is reacting to the EMAs at this point. The EMAs are obviously trending to the upside. So uh, there is no reason to short this at all. There is no news, no catalyst unless Trump says something about a particular trade deal. What's up? Unless Trump says something about a particular trade deal, we have no news, no catalyst until tomorrow. Apparently, that job data did nothing. I mean, if the Bears had a chance, it was going to be that job data. Obviously, the market responded positively to that data. So, mm, yeah, it did, man. It sucks that I traded against it. It sucks I traded against it. Letting my heart dictate. I mean, I don't know, man. From yesterday, man, man, I can be mechanical about this, but man, that short from yesterday, man, that broke my heart, man. I was like, man, I should have been a part of that. And so I figured that, the way it was looking at the time was the Bulls were going to fail. But then when I saw that they held the EMAs, I was like, oh shit, well, all right, well, yeah, they're definitely going to push this thing higher. Remember? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, investors. Just exactly what Alfred said. We look at what happened yesterday. Look, I mean, it almost did the same. That's what I was looking for. I was like, huh, it looks like it's about to fail. And I was like, man. And that's why I went short, because it looked exactly like this. It looked like it was about to fail again. But I guess that's the whole point of the orb. You have to trade the orb and just accept the results, I guess. I guess you just have to accept the results. Because in the long run, it will always work out. Or in the long run, you'll be profitable in the long run. These little mishaps that happen where they fake out to the upside and then you get stopped out. I mean, they happen, but man, that was a beautiful short yesterday that I was not a part of, and I hated that. And I figured it was going to do the same thing. So yeah, the market did a really good job convincing me that this was going to be a replay from yesterday, but it wasn't. It wasn't. But yeah, congratulations, Alfred, for catching that short yesterday, because shit. Even though I don't want to trade on the short side, I love catching shorts like that. It's very exhilarating, and I want to be a part of that. But unfortunately, you don't get too many opportunities like that. And gold is still grinding. Oh my God, gold. What's up? Why are you trading like a senior citizen? What's up? God damn. All this grinding. Oh yeah, I blocked it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a hiatus on gold this week. I'm not trading gold this week, unfortunately. Gold is just on some shit right now. I don't know what the hell is doing, man. It's been grinding for the last couple of days, man. Even on the higher time frame chart, you can see the grinding. Look at that shit, man. This is a higher time frame chart on gold, and all you're seeing is grinding, 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 grinding. Like, what the hell's up with that? I mean, I guess it makes sense. We only got 3 full days this week, so the big boys are saying, man, let's get to where we need to go. We'll just keep buying it as and keep using the retail stops as fuel to get to where we need to go before we actually take our profits. But yeah, this is not a good look, gold. This ain't a good look. You're supposed to be the baddest bitch in the game right now. This ain't a good look. This ain't a good look at all. Says Powell drove the market down yesterday. Work perfectly. Yeah. Shit. Hey, I would wait for that payout too. The orb is still orbing. Okay. Man, the Nasdaq. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me. I'm expecting the Nasdaq to do like 10 fake outs, pullbacks into the ranges, all kind of crazy, unnecessary movement before it actually breaks out. But man, yesterday and today, we had clean breaks. Clean. She put money. I was looking for what we saw yesterday, Investor Z. I was looking for this. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, yeah, obviously, but I was looking for this. Actually, you know what? Yeah. All right. My bad. I see it. Okay. I will admit that I blinded myself I blinded myself to that. I might have to do like a checklist before I start trading because now that I'm looking at this, I claim to be a technical analyst and I forget one-on-one trading. You got a drop, a base, and you should expect another drop. I don't know why I missed this yesterday. A drop, base, drop. A push. I mean, this is a base right here, and then we should expect another push. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. That was my bad. My bad. I should have recognized that. I should have recognized the only difference between the why we got the drop from this is because we started off the session bearish. We traded in a range, so we should expect the market to continue to be bearish. God damn, what's going on? God damn, bro, you see that shit? What's going on? What is going on? Damn, damn, what's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah. So we must have hit like a big sell order or something like that. If you're looking at the Nasdaq or the ES right now, look at the ES. I got the ES on my screen. Look at all that just jumping back and forth. We might have hit a big order right here. So there might have been a big sell order right here that the buyers and sellers are trying to absorb one another. And I guess we'll see who wins the battle here. But obviously there was a big sell order right here. But we'll see if we get a continuation. Yeah, like I said, man, it's just a lot more things that I'm gonna have in context now. Is the overall direction of the market. I should have put like two of these on. Yeah, you just gotta be patient on this. But that's definitely a bullish candle right there. I wouldn't short it. You got a bullish engulfing candle closing above the high, the previous candle's high. That's definitely bullish. I wouldn't short it. I've hung up my trend fighting gloves. I mean, sometimes I bring it out, but uh, I try not to. But man, that was a beautiful orb breakout, though. And that was a beautiful orb breakout. 70 points, 80 points, 90 points from the entry. Mm. Yeah, cave trader. Yeah, I did it. I was trying to be cute. I was trying to be cute. I was trying to trade the potential fake out instead of just trading alongside the orb. Yeah, I'm up 9 points. So I mean, I said a trade deal was made with Vietnam. The ES looks like this. This is what the ES looks like. Keep on going, baby. Keep on going. Don't fail on me now. Let me look at ES real quick. Don't fail me now. Keep on pushing, ES. Keep on pushing. Don't fail me now. Yeah, I would have been done if I took the. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Yeah, I mean that could be potentially an area, but hopefully it's not. All right. So this is tough. This is definitely tough where price is right now. This was an area that I was looking for last night, but I was looking for this move to happen in this area. So we'll see if we can continue to get this thing pushed to keep this thing pushing. But we could see maybe potential selling in this area, especially at this range high at 820. So we'll see. Or we'll see if we get like a breakout. I'm not thinking that we get a reversal, but we could potentially just see a pullback from that area. People taking profits at this range. Mm, no. Buyers don't fail now. Don't fail now, buyers. Don't fail now. Keep on pushing. Mm, of course. Keep on pushing, buyers. Mm. Yeah, ES is not a one contract instrument. It's definitely not. You definitely need multiple. You need large size to trade the ES. Because to make $600, you need 12 points or some shit like that. 650, you need 12 points, 12, 13 points. Yeah, you need 12 points. And the market and ES likes to do 10-point legs before it likes to pull back. I mean, it is super extended from the low. So. Okay. Shit, $700 would have been like 13 points. Just a couple more ticks, baby. Just a couple more ticks. Keep on pushing, ES. Just a couple more ticks. I feel like the market does this shit just to spite me. It does this shit just to spite me. Keep on pushing, ES. Keep on pushing. Damn. I didn't realize it got to that close. I didn't realize it got that close. It got to 62. Keep on pushing, baby. Don't stop until you reach the top. And the one time I don't use two contracts. Yeah, I'll probably still do that. Because I'm not going to trade a half day tomorrow. And then I already don't trade on Fridays. Hmm. Keep on pushing, ES. Come on. You're almost there. Shit. You don't need to pull back or anything. Just keep on. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Uh, Come on, ES. Keep on pushing. All right, man. Mm. Thank you. Finally. Thank you. God damn it. It wasn't that hard, ES. Shit. Locked out, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I took the orb in my funded account to the upside. Uh, on the ES. Finally just hit my damn target. Logged out for the day. Another win. Another win. I'm gonna lock my account out for tomorrow, and I'm gonna lock my account out for Thursday. I'm not trading Thursday or Friday in this account. God damn. And okay, I was about to say, yo, that shit was struggling at my target. Now it wants to act all crazy and shit. Anyway, so I got that out the way. So this is tough right here now. This is what I was concerned about. There is no reason to short this, but we are in a dangerous situation right now. You know, Cave Trader, how do I want to say this? I don't know and I don't want to know. I have this thing because I am goal oriented that if I get close to a goal, I tend to do things to achieve that goal as soon as possible. And what that usually entails is if I'm on my last day and I know I'm on my last day, what I like to do is as soon as the market opened the next day, I try to brute force the minimum amount of money needed to get a payout. So what I've done to combat that is miss days on purpose so I can miss or I don't necessarily remember how many days I've traded in the account. So far, I've stuck to the plan and I've been profitable. I'm not 100% sure how many days I've traded in this account. I have a good idea, but I don't want to be sure. I don't want to self-sabotage myself and try to brute force a payout. But I will say that sticking to the plan, I've got only green days in this account. Sticking to the plan. So that's all I'm going to say. So I don't think about it. And I can just be ignorant and like, oh shit, dang, I just got a payout, you know? So I can just do that. At this point, I just want to focus on the process. I don't want to focus on the payout because, yeah, I can take like a $2,000 payout or something like that. And, it'll be helpful. I mean, honestly, it'll just sit in my account. But I'm not going to ever get out of, I'm not going to move away from these $5,000 to $3,000 payouts. If I want to start getting these 5-figure payouts, I got to start focusing only on the process. I got to start focusing on the process. I got to. Even though I don't like it, I got to start focusing on the process. And there goes our dump. There it comes. There's our dump. This is what I was concerned about. I'm so glad that this shit happened after it hit my target. Oh man, I'm so glad this shit hit. I'm so glad that shit did that after it hit my target. Oh my God. This is what I was concerned about. This is what I was concerned about. In this area was super supply. And I was like, oh shit, it's gonna probably miss my target and do this shit. Oh man. But it worked out. So might just trade. I might just trade. Might just trade micros so I can have like a half lot, like so I don't have to get a full 13 points. I can get like 9 or 10 points and be done. On the last day, I definitely do, and I definitely have brute force my way into that payout, baby. Brute force my way into that shit. But I ain't gonna get nowhere doing that, so I ain't doing that shit no more. I try to just feign ignorance. That's why I purposely miss days, so I'm not that the anxiety isn't building up. I'm not forcing stuff. It's just a regular day, just regular. Oh, I got a payout. That's how I want to be. I want to be like, oh shit, I just got a payout. I want to be like that. Just focusing on the process so much that I get a payout. All right, so we got that dump that I was looking for on Nasdaq. We got it. Let's see if they hold it. Let's see if they hold it. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean I wouldn't be too mad. I wouldn't be too mad about that investor Z, and I think that's probably something that you have to kind of not do. When you say I managed my trade too much and I missed all the profits. And this is why I don't trade the Nasdaq in my funded. We actually just talked about this in last night. I talked about this in last night's stream. This is the main reason why I don't trade the Nasdaq in my funded, because she just keeps going. She just keeps going. You think that you got out, you had a good trade, you made money, you was profitable, you managed your trade correctly and got out at your intended target, and you're mad because it kept going. That's why I do not fuck with the Nasdaq in my funded account, because I'm the same way. It's like, fuck, that shit went up another 20 points. That 20 points could have been in my account. And that's why Nasdaq is dangerous, and that's why I'm just not doing it. I'll just trade the ES and sometimes gold. Gold is, I don't know, gold. Yo, what's up, baby? What's up? What's up? You ain't doing nothing. What's up? Yo, for the last hour, she hasn't been doing nothing. What's up? ES, like I said, ES is a you have to be comfortable trading size, because it's not a one contract instrument. It is not a one contract instrument. If you're cool with making, because you have to work too hard to make, you work too hard. 10 points is only $500 on one mini contract. And 10 points ain't something that the ES will throw out there. You get 10 points after a break of structure. You get 10 points after a pullback back into supply or in supplier support, and you'll get 10 points then. But when the ES is chopping back and forth, you're not going to get 10 points. You're not. Let me actually let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. This range between 847. So this was a 10-point range right here. 10-point range, you get a breakout. This is where you're making money on the ES after a breakout. You get price sweeping above the highs. The buyers failed. You'll get more than 10 points. You really have, so gold and ES, the focus on making money on these instruments is trading at other traders' pain points. You got to trade into their stops. That's how you make money on these instruments. That's the fuel that these markets use to go from level to level. It's once it starts chopping like this, it goes back and forth, and then you finally get a breakout, and then it finally comes back. This is where you make money on the ES. But during stuff like this, it's hard to get into it and make decent money. So you got to get in with size. And I'm just fortunate that today that the market chose to trade 13 points to the upside from my entry from this orb breakout. Because I was gonna drop two, but I was like, so actually let me just, but then they might try to get me with the commissions too. We'll see. Um, mm, mm. For whatever reason, this thing doesn't want to stay. Like I have this thing, projected this thing out, and it doesn't want to stay. All right, so let me test this out. Let me test this out. Let me see if I can just make a square and see if what it does. Mm, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It did break that high yesterday. It did break yesterday's high. And here comes the shenanigans right now. A fake a false breakout against the high. You know, mm, mm, yeah, that doesn't seem like it'll work. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'll work. Mm, Mhm. And we'll see what happens with that one. Okay. All right. Yeah, I just set my limit for gold. We'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, I guess, you know what? You know what? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. No. Mm. Mm. You know what? I might just start doing that. I may just start doing that. Are you talking about these little fair value gaps? Cave trader, you talking about these? You know, I will say this. They work when they work and they don't work when they don't work. Well, yesterday's opening range, we got a false breakout. We got a pullback to the 50 EMA. The price broke out of the range again. Found support at the 21 EMA or close enough. And from the breakout, so far, price is up about 20 points exactly. Or not exactly, 25 points. I apologize. 25 points so far after the initial fake out from the range. I mean, that's what's tricky about the opening range with the Nasdaq, man. You just don't know when. I mean, obviously in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I guess with this opening range, to kind of combat the uncertainty of if the range is going to work or not, I guess after you see the breakout, have a not a tight stop, but a reasonable stop, and then a limit back up there just in case it pushes back out again. But the Nasdaq fails so many goddamn times. It's like, well, I mean, usually this is the second day in a row where we got a clean breakout on the Nasdaq. The ES is always a clean breakout from the ES. We usually don't see a break and a pushback into the range if you're using the the strategy correctly. A point in the tick above the high for ES, that usually cleans out a lot of the false breakouts from this range and as it pulls back. And you know that as soon as it triggers, it's already squeezing out the opposite side of the market. So the ES is straightforward. That's why I trade the ES orb in my funded account. I don't trade the Nasdaq orb at all in my funded account. Well, I mean, damn. You know, now that I think about it, well, I mean, because we did start off the session bearish yesterday. We did get a range breakout to the upside. It did trade back into this previous area of resistance, so it traded right back down. And then once it doubled bottom at the lows, you got that move higher. We did see an initial breakout, 42. And this one only traded it only traded to 7 points to the upside though, before we got that news hit. And then it breaks out again, pulls back to the range. And this time, that's when we get like the 10. You get 11 points to the upside, which is, like I said, respectable on the ES. But we did have a lot of heavy news. So I think, at least for the ES sake, if we have heavy news, maybe that's around the time when the orb forms. I think maybe that's probably not the best time to trade the orb. Probably have to wait. But the market did break out of this orb multiple times. I mean, you had price breaking above it. It failed right back to the bottom of the range. It pulled right back up, broke out of it. Yeah. Hmm. The only downside to the ES orb is that if you just have a big target, it may not get hit. That's the only thing with the ES orb. You kind of have to trust it and trade size. But outside of yesterday, if you look at the range breakouts, I mean, these things been clean, man. 4 points of drawdown here. And Cave Trader, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. About using that opening range indicator because that is a lot to do during the as it's happening. That is a lot. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Mm. I'm reading that documentation on the indicator that you sent. I'm reading the documentation on it now. Yeah, I think this is the one that you sent. And yeah, I mean, I mean this would be easier. And if anybody is trading the Ninja Trader 8, I can drop the link. But I'm looking at the documentation right now. Yeah, I think this will probably be something that I'll probably have to do this over the weekend though. I'm not going to change anything in production. This has to be in a tested environment, in a test environment before I implement this thing. So it won't be this week at all, but potentially next week. Well, so this is an Apex account. I don't necessarily care about it. I don't look to pass the Apex accounts. I only kind of trade the Apex accounts until I kind of get a strategy that I just want to. I just use Apex to test strategies, to test things. I wasn't this long in my funded account, and I was able to get my target filled with this push higher in my funded account. So I didn't fight the orb in my funded account, but I fought the orb in the Apex account. I really thought that the bulls were going to fail. So it's not like I was kind of testing it. I really thought that. But once I saw the breakout on Nasdaq, I just took the breakout on ES. At the time where the Nasdaq broke out, the ES was I think where was the ES when I actually took it? The ES was like right around the range. So I think I got in at 49. Yeah, I got in at 49 at this high, and I just rolled it up. The break was at 48. The break was at or my entry trigger was at 48, a point in the tick above the range. And once I saw that it failed on the Nasdaq, I was like, well, I might as well just get in on the ES. The ES is gonna go. I was gonna get in at 2 contracts, but this time I chose to only get in with one. And this time it did work out. It worked out this time. But I have to have a strategy where I just want 9 points. I think I have to trade maybe 15 micro contracts, have a 6 or 7 point stop. So I can only focus on getting 9 points because getting 12 points on the ES is not. You have to get in at the right spot, and that's a whole lot of price action. Okay. So the end of day 50K is $99 all in with their 40% off with no activation fee promo. Huh. And they got daily payouts, huh? I got to trade 5 days with them. Hmm. How long is it? Oh, 7. Oh my God. Damn, bro. God damn. That's a lot. 7 days? Make 600 and close. Let's look at that then. God damn. 7 days? God damn. Okay. How long is this promotion running for? Up to 95% profit share? Until June 6th? Damn, man. Shit. Man. Trade day? Shit. Well, I wonder why everybody's dropping these big promos. Like, what's up with that? I mean, well, we kind of talked about it, but I know they don't care about 4th of July that damn much. Man, that's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. That's tough. 7 days? Speaking of competition, let me actually look and see if there's actually a Ninja Trader 8 competition coming up. So, okay. Let's see if Ninja Trader 8 has a upcoming competition. Hmm. Oh shit. Ah, damn. Ah, damn it. I forgot that I signed up for this. I didn't even try. Oh my God, dude. I forgot. Man, I signed up for a competition, didn't even, I forgot all about it. Shit. Okay. It ended 5 days ago. That shit ended like last week. Yeah. All right. Yep, that's exactly right, man. Mm. And you traded the 50Ks, huh? The 50Ks. Honestly, I feel like, in my opinion, that the 50Ks are kind of all you need. You don't really need too much. Oh, they got trade day X. Seriously, they got trade day X. Mm. Huh. You say you start revenge trading with 50Ks? Well, why you start doing that? Mm. The only thing I don't particularly care for with these X programs is that they don't have a trailing stop. I have to manually manage the position. You know I ain't gonna do that. Yeah. I mean, that's the dilemma that I go through too. I love to be able to trade heavy size. I just absolutely hate that in order to trade big size, I have to make more money in the bigger accounts. I've gotten comfortable trading the smaller accounts. Let me see if there's a price difference. No, it's not a price difference at all. Or actually, it is. Oh no, it's not. There's no price difference. There are 100Ks. Yeah, they're all the same price. Damn. Trade of 8 Ninja Trader. Trade Day X. Hmm. What I like about the what I like about the X platforms is that I can protect myself from myself and lock the settings out so I can't go back in there and revenge trade. I can block certain instruments from being traded and I can lock myself out. So, because as soon as I take a loss, my natural instinct is to go to the Nasdaq to try to get that shit back. So I already got the Nasdaq blocked. On these smaller accounts, I'll trade the Nasdaq on these bigger accounts, but on the smaller accounts, I already got the Nasdaq blocked. But on these smaller accounts, on these smaller accounts, I got to be perfect. I can't even make a mistake. I have to set limits. I have to set limits. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have to set limits. I can't just jump into a position and just start trading and see what happens, as I like to say. Mm, yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm gonna have to. So I think I've always said this though, but I feel that the ES is probably the I feel like the ES is probably the best. Okay. I was just looking at something else. Uh, I had to think about that, man. Like I seriously got to think about stuff like this because I just know I know who I am. I know that this type of trading is it just goes against who I am. Hold on, is it 40? Is it $60? So is it $60, Alfred? With the 40% off. Well, huh. Damn, I gotta trade 7 days. God damn. Oh, end of. Oh, is this intraday? Oh, okay. So this intraday. Dude, I don't know, man. These intraday accounts are such traps. You have to trade micros, 1 to 2 micros. Mm. How much is their static accounts? But then they only give you $500 a drawdown, though. I mean, the only thing that makes sense is, I mean, if you're trading a static account, I mean, you're literally trading a small account. This is literally a small account challenge. The target is 1500. You got to trade for 7 days with a 30% consistency rule. So you have to make $200 per day. And then once you get into the funded, you can take daily payouts. Hmm. Hmm. But then if you blow the account and you get a taste of that daily payout, you got to trade another 7 days. Hmm. 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 I'll think about it. I have to think about that. I'm not. Uh, I'm not. Let me look at this again because I haven't even traded the Tradeify accounts I got now. I haven't even been trading those. I guess tomorrow I'll trade the Tradeify accounts. I haven't even been traded those. I just the payout on Tradeify just kind of I don't even want to put in the effort. I just don't want to put in the effort. I wish I looked at the payout rules before. I mean it was 45% off, so I was like, oh, let me just get the accounts. I just didn't know that their payout rules were just like this. I don't like this. I don't like it. But 50% off though, huh? I had to think about this one too. I have to think about that. If I get a 50K account, not only am I mean, it used to be 10, but now it's 7. There's a 35% consistency rule. So with 7 days, 35% consistency rule, my first payout is $1,500 on one account. Now, this obviously, if I have the 5 accounts and I'm copy trading them all, I mean, obviously, what is that? Do math here. That'd be $7,500 on 5 accounts, but you'll be copy trading 5 accounts to get that. Hmm. And each payout is capped. I think Apex is very similar as well, where each payout is capped too. I don't like that. So in 14 trading days, That's what, $2,200 or $3,200. I don't like that. I don't like the cap payouts. I just don't. Now, my funded futures also have cap payouts, but I'm only trading 5 days for that. And it feels fair. It feels fair. I mean, they have reduced the time frame down by 3 days, but originally it was 10 days to make $1,500. I didn't like that. And I still don't like that. Like I said, they reduced it down to 7 days, but that 10 days that they originally had, I got to think about it. I have to push past my emotions if I choose to get another account. Because even 7 days, I mean, it's just 2 more days, but why would I trade 2 more days when I can just trade the 5 days, you know? I don't know. I have to think about that. Everybody's just throwing out these 50% for any account size that you want, promos. And that's a good deal. I know Cave Trader was said something about the straight the funded account. Let's look at that real quick. Let's look at the payouts for that. Straight the funded payout policy. Let's look at that. Because he said that you get. Oh, look at that. You got to abide by a 20% consistency rule. You got to trade for 7 days. He says on a 150K account, when you reach payout one, profit goal of 9K, you can take a payout. So you got to basically, this is like Top Steps original style. So on your first payout, so the profit goal is $9,000. Payout two, profit goal is 45. So you can only take 3K out each time. Hmm. Hmm. That's not bad. That's not actually, that's not even bad. That's not bad actually. 20% consistency rule. 3K, but I have to make 9K though. Actually, I had to make 12K for a payout. Or is it says so once you reach the profit goal, you can take a payout. So I guess 9K, and then I can take the 3K. Oh, how much are they selling it for? $300 is expensive. I would have taken it if it's like 200, 150. $300 is expensive. Hold on, it says a trailing max drawdown. So are these intradays? Okay, so they're end of day trailing max drawdown. Okay. I don't know, man. I have to think about that, man. I don't want to pass up on a deal like that, but that's too expensive. Yeah, straight to funded is what, $720 for, or $730 for the 150Ks. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, it's nice and cheap, but I only got $1,000 of trailing drawdown in that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But okay, guys. That's gonna be it for me though. Uh, I guess tomorrow and Friday are going to be half days. I'm not going to trade my funded account in neither one of those days. I'm actually going to lock my stuff out. As soon as the market open, I'm locking it up. I don't want to trade on days like that. Not the funded account. The evals for sure, but the funded accounts, I don't want to take yeah, I don't want to take chances like that, so I won't. So but all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back this evening and we'll look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.